What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkstrider, the YouTube Assassin, and today we're talking about the one that almost ended the entire series. That's right, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Unity. This game, upon release, was buggy as all get out. Now, it was created by Ubisoft Montreal, which, kind of wild, is also the studio that created of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is buggy as hell. Now, this game was originally intended to be released on October 28th of 2014, but it wasn't released until way later, November of 2014. It was announced August that they were going to release it later. Now, what happened was that as they got close to the finish, the studio said that they needed a little bit more time to kind of work a couple of things out. And lo and behold, it was really, really crazy. On its release, it was subject, obviously, to a bunch of bugs and glitches, performance issues, online connectivity. It was just an absolute nightmare. So what ended up happening was that they were trying to fix this as it went along, and because it launched so poorly, they decided to give everyone the very first DLC for free. Now, if you had the season pass for this game, they actually offered you one of 6 different games: Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, The Crew, Far Cry 4, Just Dance 2015, Rayman Legends, or Watch Dogs. That was what they were alluding to. They wanted to give you all that stuff, and it wouldn't be until February 2016 that they announced they wouldn't be doing any additional games. They wouldn't be announcing any further games because they really had to step back and take a look at what they've done. Now, we all know that in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we're having the same issues, and I think they're even worse because right now, we're already past the first DLC. We're going into the second DLC, and it's still bugged to all get out. I don't know what to do with this game. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's the same studio, and that kind of scares me. That really scares me, especially since right now they haven't offered to give us any free games or DLCs or anything like that. I think everybody that doesn't have a DLC, they should do the same deal, and for those who have the season pass, they should do the same deal. But other than the bugs that happened initially, they were able to fix it and stabilize the game. There are some minor bugs here and there, but it's not that bad. The game is actually pretty decent. It has really wonky controls. Again, I really would not suggest playing this and other Assassin's Creed games at the same time because you will get kind of confused. I don't know why every game they decided to kind of up the ante and add some new changes that really messed with the kind of, like game design or the controls. It was just, it's weird. I don't know why they did that. And I'm not going to miss any of these kind of hiding behind walls while you're trying to see what you're doing. It really made the game like a little bit difficult, but once you got the controls down, it was fantastic. Honestly, the game had a lot of other things that I really enjoyed. Honestly, it didn't have a kind of XP system the way that Syndicate had, but it did have a system in which you could get brand new skills, and the skills were actually really decent. They really brought a lot to the game. It made the game like a little more fun, despite the controls. The controls, again, as long as you got used to the controls, you were able to handle this and you had no problems. The other weird thing was the map. The map you could rotate and kind of like lay flat and everything. That just drove me crazy a couple of times while I'm trying to figure out where the next treasure box or item that I'm trying to get to is. It was really weird. The story was actually really, really cool. It's all about Arno Dorian, and what happens to him is that his father is an assassin, is killed by another person's father who he actually falls in love with, Elise over here. So what happens is that the Templar takes Dorian in, and Dorian has no idea about his heritage. All he knows is that he was taken in by this man. He's kind of treated poorly. He's a second class citizen, but he does have some unique abilities, obviously, in his ability to assassinate, have eagle vision and whatnot. How he has that and he's not related to Desmond or any of the other Assassin's Creed characters like Ezio or Altair, I don't know. Maybe it was just a trained thing where certain assassins were able to use eagle vision. I don't think it was just that one specific guy, but apparently they all had these abilities and whatnot, and he just sort of has them himself, kind of like Edward. Edward just kind of sort of had it. He was able to use these things. But anyway, falls in love with this girl, doesn't even realize that this girl is the daughter of the bad guy. So, ironically, her father dies the same way his father died, assassinated by somebody, and when the guy is found, Arno Dorian is the one to find him. And when he gets there, they accuse him of being the assassin, of killing his former, the guy who took him in and whatnot. So he ends up in jail, in a prison where he has to live out the rest of his days. They automatically accuse him of this crime. While in this prison, he meets a man who he thinks is crazy. It's actually Keanu Reeves in disguise, prior to John Wick, The Matrix, and all kinds of other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I digress. But seriously, he meets this man. This man is an assassin. This man knew Arno's father, and this man can see that Arno has these special abilities. So they work together, and they actually escape from the prison. And Arno is invited to come and join the assassins. Before going to see them, he actually goes back to see his ex-girlfriend, who is, again, the daughter of the Templar. And he discovers that all along, she knew that she was the daughter of a Templar. He was the son of an assassin. And she accuses him of having killed her father purposely, which is pretty wild. So it's a kind of star-crossed lover thing, and it just gets worse from there. So Arno decides to take up the offer of the assassins. He goes and meets the assassins in their Legion of Doom-like headquarters, and he decides that he is going to request their help. He's tired of all his failures. He wants to make a difference in the world, kind of like all the assassins, which is a normal assassin kind of quality and trait. So they accept him. But before he can be fully accepted, they make him drink from this crazy fountain. Now, let me tell you something. I don't care if you're a good guy. I don't care if you're a bad guy. I don't care what your intention is. I would like to pour my own drink. I don't want to drink from anything that anybody offers me unless I see it being made. And this is one of those cases where he didn't see it being made. He drank of it, and he just goes on the wildest acid trip ever. And this trip actually takes him into the depths of his own self, where he kind of discovers whether or not he has the heart to be an assassin. And I'm going to tell you again, that I wouldn't have even started this. Just cut off my damn finger. I don't want to drink anything and go on a magic carpet ride at all. This is just way too psychedelic for me. Other than that, though, the game is really good. I really did enjoy his assassin's uniform. I really enjoyed running around. The place is absolutely beautiful. It's really amazing. Say what you will, but Ubisoft does make beautiful landscapes, and they do pick some pretty awesome and on-point time frames for like their games and whatnot, time periods. It's actually kind of cool. Another cool thing is the amount of detail that they put into their games. And Unity, as bugged out as it was absolutely no exception to that rule. Unity is very detailed. It was the very first Assassin's Creed to hit the next-gen consoles at the time, which are PS4 and the Xbox One. It was absolutely incredible. And it was kind of confusing because I know PS3 had Assassin's Creed Rogue that launched the same day as this one did, and I was confused. Like, is it the same game and they just gave it two different names for the consoles? I didn't know at the time. Picked them both up anyway, and like I said, I enjoyed them. But this, again, this is another one where it's absolutely beautiful. It's so beautiful and detailed, in fact, that when Notre Dame had a fire that really devastated and destroyed a lot of the structure, Ubisoft stepped up and offered them all the schematics that they had for Notre Dame. They actually went in there and they had a million pictures. They had all kinds of just data that they had, and they were able to replicate it in this game, which I think is absolutely fantastic. In all honesty, I haven't seen any landscapes that didn't look exactly like it did. I've visited Italy, and in Italy, all those buildings that you see, like in Florence in Assassin's Creed Part 2, those are all there. Those are exact, they're precise. You know, it's just absolutely incredible, and I love it. It's an amazing thing. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the game. Were you kind of turned off because of all the bugs? Did you actually play through it? Did you enjoy it or not? And how do you feel about it being by the same studio that made Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Oh, that was ugly.